DocTalk is brought to you by Merck Animal Health. At Merck Animal Health, we're shaping the future of animal health with pioneering science, connected technology, and insights-driven solutions to bring our customers an unparalleled portfolio of choices to improve cattle care and operational efficiency. We support you and your legacy by helping you meet the challenges of today with the innovations of tomorrow.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us on DocTalk. Today we're at Heinen Brothers. We're going to have Jeff Jones. He's the Aerial Asset Manager for Heinen, and we're going to talk about all things pasture, taking care of your pastures, improving your pastures, and so much more. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be right back.
They're here, they're hungry, and they can't be stopped with ivermectin. Choose Safeguard when you deworm your cattle to take out resistant parasites like brown stomach worm, Cooperia, Nematodirus, and others. With Safeguard's efficacy, you can kill more resistant worms in your cattle, so you don't leave potential on the table. Consult your veterinarian for the diagnosis and treatment of parasitism. Then bite back at safeguardworks.com.
Hey folks, welcome to DocTalk. I'm Dr. Dan Thomson, and I'm here with Jeff Jones. And Jeff is the Aerial Asset Manager for Heinen Brothers. And we're up here in Seneca, South Seneca, and man, what a company. And you guys got a few things going on.
We do, yeah. We had keeps us all running and a few irons in the fire, but we get it all accomplished. So
yeah, I just appreciate what I learn every time I come up here and just being around the business. But when we start talking about pasture management, and that's what we're going to talk about today, it's not just hey, let's just spray this one time and we're done for the year.
Yeah, it's not. It's a continual process on keeping, all your pests down in the pastures. A lot of people want to go and bullet or something where they can kill everything but the grass. They want the trees, weeds, sericea, everything dead. But we really have 3 different time frames to get everything in a pasture. So it's really best to sit down. We can come up with a plan, do a rotation on different pastures, what fits everybody's budget, and go from there.
Well, and I think, and you mentioned budget, and that's obviously important. Even when someone talks to me about their cow herd, or they talk to me about a group of feeder steers, I think the best thing is to lay out the ultimate plan, right?
Right.
And the best plan, and we can always grab and fit in the budgets, but sometimes we don't know that there's 2-3 levels to this. Correct,
yeah. Like with that, when we get into trees and brush, that's really probably the most expensive deal, where people want to cut corners, and we just don't want to do that with that. So it does get pricey. We've got some really high tier chemicals that'll take care of trees and brush, and that's with trees and brush, we're going after a 3-year plan. We might get in a year or 2, but I always tell people expect 3 years of spraying to get the trees and brush.
And I think that's important. I think that, the old saying is we overestimate what we can get done in a year, and we underestimate what we can get done in 10 years.
Yeah.
And what you're saying is, if a pasture's got big trees in it, or got trees and got brush and all that, we didn't get here fast.
Yeah.
And we're not going to get out of here fast.
Exactly.
And so taking that deep seat and just stepwise progression is kind of what you're leading us towards.
It is. Yeah, and once we start getting on top of it, it takes a little while, like you said, to get on top of it. But once we start getting on top of it, then we can start missing some years, get the chemicals down where the price is going to be a little more attractive. But it's going to take some time to get there.
Yep. But man, after you do it, the difference in the habitat, the difference in the capabilities of that land to produce, it's remarkable.
Oh, it is. I tell everybody, a pound of weeds is a pound of grass, and those cattle aren't out there eating the weeds, they're eating the grass. It really does pay for itself, just getting pastures clean, because like I say, you get all that forage the cattle can utilize and put into pounds.
You can probably rent it for a little more too.
Yeah, it helps.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, more with Jeff Jones. We're here at Heinen Brothers. We're going to learn more about pasture management.
Hi, my name is Dr. Kirk Ramsey with Neogen. Today on Cattle Intel, our focus is going to be foot health. So foot health is critical for all cattle operations. You should constantly be watching for lameness and address any problems as early as you can. So when evaluating feet, start with conformation. Pay attention to uneven or excessive length, twisting, or even curling of one or both claws. It's important to look at the space between the toes. Any redness or swelling can be a sign of foot rot or interdigital dermatitis. If claws are too long or uneven, get them trimmed as soon as possible to correct any problems before it's too late. This is important for the whole herd, but it should be addressed quickly, especially in bulls prior to the breeding season. Dairy cattle, or cattle that spend a lot of their time on hard surfaces, are at a greater risk of early breakdown and should be evaluated and trimmed 2 to 3 times a year. Also, cattle that spend more time on irrigated pasture or excessively wet environments are at a greater risk of foot rot and interdigital dermatitis. Visit with your veterinarian to develop treatment plans and protocols for addressing lameness and feet health in your operation.
Thanks for watching Cattle Intel by Neogen.
Are you a cattle feeder looking to manage for a stronger and more profitable set of cattle? Look no further than Igenity Feeder. Igenity Feeder utilizes DNA to gain insight into your cattle's genomic potential, with the information to predict performance, quality, and economic endpoints for cattle feeders. Animals are scored and ranked in a simple format, driving more precise and accurate management decisions. Igenity Feeder gives you the power to predict days on feed, manage variability within lots, characterize carcass performance, and focus on metrics important to you and your operation. With the data provided, you will identify superior animals earlier and maintain high operational efficiency. Maximize your profit and optimize performance with Igenity Feeder.
Hey folks, Dr. Dan from DocTalk here. We have some exciting news. We're pretty pumped about it. We'll be on Rural Radio, channel 147 on Sirius XM. We will be on the air at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Mountain. Also, you can find us on the Sirius XM app. Thanks for watching DocTalk. Now thanks for listening to DocTalk, and we'll see you down the road.
From the veterinary standpoint of it, we all know that stress is a precursor to a lot of other underlying diseases. The cells in the animal's body at different points can react differently to the vaccinations or whatever we're giving them. So if we can create an animal that is less stressed, 1 pound will pay for the whole cost of the therapies right now.
When the ones who have your heart need your help, count on us for everything they deserve, delivered fast. We'll work hard for you so you can work hard for your dreams.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. Dr. Dan Thomson here with Jeff Jones. He's the aerial asset manager for Heinen Brothers. Unbelievable company. Great group of people, fun to work with, and you guys are doing incredible work. And just to see from the start to finish on what you can do with pastures and all different types of land, a lot of things shaking.
Yeah, we go into, go through the year, we go into, springtime pasture spraying from North Texas all the way up to northern Nebraska and Illinois, Wisconsin. We go pasture, then into fungicide, and then back into pasture and cover crop, and it's about becoming a full year time frame anymore.
Yeah. So let's talk about we're going to go through the different seasons and what you're spraying for and what you're managing in the pastures, because this is a year-long process. So let's start out in the fall. Okay. So let's say we're coming into the fall. What would be your recommendation as you're sitting down starting to talk with guys that own pastures and what we would want to be taking care of?
Okay, so yeah, in the fall, our main targets that we're going after is sericea lespedeza from about central Oklahoma up into actually now into southern Nebraska. It seems like it's really spread through Flint Hills. It's always been bad in the Flint Hills, but we're starting to see a lot more up in northern Kansas and southern Nebraska now. So sericea, lespedeza, blackberries, and then we spray a lot of thistle in the kind of mid to late fall. So, and even we can get, we got some warm days in the winter, we can spray thistles in the winter. And that does a really good job. That's our main concern in the fall is those three.
So when you're talking to clients and we're getting ready for this, what are things that they need to do? How soon do they need to get a hold of you? I mean, and when does the fall start?
Yeah.
Kind of as a target.
So really with sericea, we want it fully bloomed. So I always tell about September 1st is kind of the start time. It's usually about the second week of September where it's really ready to go. The earlier, the better people get a hold of us because we can get it, mapped out and look at it. With pastures, I mean, sometimes depending on what's around them, we need certain winds to be able to spray the pasture. So the earlier we get them on, the more days it'll give us, to wait for that wind to spray the pasture.
So when does the cutoff? Because that's when the guys are like, okay, I know when I can start, but when? Too late.
Too late. So sericea, you have up to the first freeze to spray. So that could be the 1st of October or December 1st. But yeah, we really like to get that done in September and into about mid-October. And as I said, sooner the better they get a hold of us. Don't be afraid to call us, the end of September and say, hey, I got a sericea problem, and we're still gonna get on it.
Well, and you start to think about the productivity of when we're coming into the spring or when we're coming into these other seasons of getting this knocked out. It's just more pounds of grass, more pounds of production.
Yeah.
And it's a lot prettier pasture too.
It is, and I know I keep harping on sericea because that really is our main problem in the fall. That stuff, you're never going to get rid of it. You just got to manage it. They really don't know how long the seed's viable, but we'll say forever because it seems like it is. Once we spray it, it'll look good for, 2 or 3 years, and then it'll start coming back. Yep. If it's not managed, I've seen pastures where it has taken over the whole pasture and choked out the grass, and it's a big problem.
It's a huge problem. All right, when we come back, more with Jeff Jones here at Heinen Brothers. You're watching DocTalk, and we're glad you joined us.
Every farmer knows that understanding the landscape is the most important ingredient for success. When it comes to investing in precious metals, United Patriot Coin can help steer you in the right direction. No obligation, just solid advice. Call now for your free guide, 844-202-7834.
Success in the cattle business hinges on a lot of different people playing their part. From the vet to the cowboy and the nutritionist to the feed truck driver, you rely on them to get their job done right, and so do your cattle. Your expectations for the vaccines you use should be no different. Bimeta's cattle vaccines were developed and are made and sold by men and women in the cattle business. No smoke and mirrors, just real-world protection that you can rely on. Go to bimetabiologicals.com to learn more.
In the livestock industry, castration is a common practice to ensure proper herd management. All methods are painful, regardless of the age of the animal. At Solvit, we could not ignore the clear industry need for better castration solutions. So we developed LidoBand, a novel lidocaine-impregnated elastrator, addressing the pain associated with band castration. It provides local anesthesia throughout the castration process. LidoBand, a small device that can make a big difference.
Ranchers, looking to elevate your pasture management game? Turn to Heinen Brothers for expert aerial application. With state-of-the-art equipment and seasoned pilots, we deliver precision treatments right to your fields. From fertilizers to herbicides, Heinen Brothers has your pasture covered. Visit HeinenBrosAg.com to learn more.
When the ones who have your heart need your help, count on us for everything they deserve, delivered fast. We'll work hard for you so you can work hard for your dreams.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. Dr. Dan Thomson with Jeff Jones, and Jeff is the aerial asset manager for Heinen Brothers just outside of Seneca, Kansas. Unbelievable To me, it's the American dream. When you think of what you guys are doing and how this company was built, and it's just, you need to stop by. You need to see all the different businesses from United Patriot Supply to Heinen Brothers to, you know, it is cool.
Yeah.
And
we love visitors and love giving tours, so yeah.
We're talking about spraying and year-long management. Let's talk about spring and when do guys need to get a hold of you? When do they need to be planning? Obviously, the sooner the better.
Yep.
But what goes into the evaluation of what you're going to do for them? You know, kind of the pre-work. What's the pre-work look like?
So yeah, spring's a little tougher with pastures because we just have so many pests we're targeting. So we want to make sure we get the right recommendation. You know, obviously the most cost-effective chemical that is going to work for the producer. So the earlier the better to get a hold of us to say, hey, I got a pasture, you know, these are the pests I'm seeing. The big thing is I'll go out, or one of us will go out and look at the pasture, meet with the producer, see what, you know, the actual pests are we're going after, and then come up with the chemical recommendation, map out the pasture with the customer, and then we'll basically, if it's not time yet, we'll set aside. But a lot of pastures need certain winds. So if there's, you know, crop ground over here to the west, you know, we're going a west wind. So obviously blow away. So the sooner is obviously better because it gives us more days where we can wait for that wind. You know, obviously if they get us in the winter, it's great because we know it's coming, but we kind of need to wait for stuff to start growing to really go look at it and get the rec that we want. Usually that's, you know, April, stuff's growing good. So April and May, we run around a lot.
What are our springtime issues?
Any broadleaf weed, there's a ton of broadleaf weeds, obviously. Thistles, we basically attack all them. This year we had seemed like a ton of ironweed was a problem, goldenrod. You know, buckbrush, we need to spray, and actually a lot of people think buckbrush is the brush, we spray it later, but buckbrush will turn waxy, the leaves will, and then the chemical doesn't take in. So really, buckbrush we need to have done about the 1st of May.
Okay.
So
when's the cutoff for
weeds?
For weeds.
So it depends on the year with the moisture. Usually start about 1st of April, end of May, 1st of June. We're kind of cutting weeds off.
Yep. So any other like springtime advice or thoughts of what you've seen and what people should be thinking?
Yeah, I'd say the big thing is just get a hold of us, let us look at it, and then we'll come up with the plan, you know, that works.
Yeah. Getting ahead of this is important. Making sure you plan it fall, spring, summer, and having the right combinations is going to be very, very important for you managing these pastures.
Sure.
We're going to take another break, and when we come back, more with Jeff Jones here at Heinen Brothers. You're watching DocTalk, and we're glad you joined us.
When it comes to treating BRD, you want a product that you can count on to get the job done at an affordable price. Macrocin by Bimeda delivers on both. A straight shooting, no BS tulathromycin that does what it's supposed to do. End of story. You don't need to take our word for it though. Go to macrocin.com for customer testimonials and head-to-head trial results. For your cattle and your bottom line, choose Macrocin.
Hey, I'm Clark Victory. I grew up right here on this little ranch near Chelsea, Oklahoma. Roped and ranched all my life. A few years ago, I had an injury that created what they call a frozen shoulder. And after speaking with the surgeon in Tulsa, he told me that he could make my shoulder better if he did surgery, but he absolutely couldn't fix it. And I called Kansas Regenerative Medical Center. I did the stem cell replacement. By 12:30, my wife and I had lunch and was driving back to Chelsea. We work around here. Some days we work pretty hard around here, and my right shoulder doesn't get sore. It's like a baby's arm.
Hey folks, when we talk about intranasal products, having the right nozzle is important, and Merck has a new what they call CleanVax nozzle that's outstanding for administering Nasalgen. It has a nozzle that helps with the direction and application of the vaccine in the nose, and if you want to receive a free package of CleanVax nozzles, go to valleyvet.com, and between now through the end of September, anytime you order Nasalgen products and you use the promo code DocTalk, they will send you a free package of the CleanVax nozzles. Hope you're enjoying it. They work, and we'll see you down the road. Hey folks, for your firearm and ammo needs, for gun safes and much, much more, and to have it personalized, come visit us at United Patriot Supply outside of Seneca, Kansas. You can also visit us online at unitedpatriotsupply.com. Be sure to say that Dr. Dan and DocTalk sent you, and we'll see you down the road.
One animal has this huge impact on your operation.
BVDV is one of the most costly bovine diseases, with losses of $15 to $88 per head.
The virus will actually cross the placenta and get into the fetus. As it's developing, its immune system will recognize that virus as it's supposed to be here. And so then that's where our persistently infected animals come from. They're going to shed that virus their entire life, and then it's going to impact your operation.
It is important to work with your local veterinarian and partner with IDEXX for the best solution for your operation.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. Dr. Dan Thomson here with Jeff Jones, Aerial Asset Manager for Heinen Brothers, just outside of Seneca here in Northeast Kansas. We talked a lot here, and I guess at the end of the day, you need a plan.
Right. That's the big thing is let's sit down and make a plan. Like I say, the plan's not for just this year. It's for years to come. If we do a rotational deal, big thing is making the plan. Spring, we're going after broadleaf weeds, thistles, and other types of weeds. Roll into brush trees. In the fall, we're rolling into sericea and blackberries and thistles again. So.
Yeah, thistles. We talked about tamping down things we don't want to grow, but you also have ability to put out seed and cover crops and fertilize to make the good stuff pop.
We do. We do a lot of dry work with the planes also. We take spray systems off, put spreader on. We can put fertilizer out on pastures. Once you're bringing cows off pasture, we can seed cover crop on standing corn and beans. Once you harvest the corn and beans, you've already got growth and for winter grazing.
Unbelievable. I guess when you start to think about this, and all of y'all that have cows and have pastures and you have crop residue systems, sitting down with Jeff, sitting down with a nutritionist, and really mapping out that annualized plan for controlling the pests and also getting as much as you can organically growing within these systems, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Sit down. We love to help. Love to help producers get a plan and help their acres work for them.
Yeah, and I think that's maybe the number that you need to look at. We tend to look at inputs and outputs, but it's really pounds of animal weaned per acre.
Yeah.
On the productivity. Land is not cheap.
No. Yeah.
And it's kind of like right now with these cattle prices. We can afford to do a lot of different things because if we can, for what we're paying for cattle and what we're selling them, and what we're buying land for and what it's being sold for, man, we can afford to do the extra things to make it worth our while.
Yeah, definitely. Like we talked earlier, a pound of weeds gone is another pound of grass coming on. You put those pounds on a feeder steer, it's a lot of dollars.
It's huge dollars, and what we sell is pounds.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, we weigh pounds in and pounds out, and how much forage you have growing out there, folks, is directly correlated with how long you can graze it, how many pounds you have coming off, and how much that investment is bringing back to either you or to the person you're leasing to. Just vital.
It is, yes.
I'd recommend get a hold of Heinen Brothers, get a hold of Jeff, all right, and work with them, get a plan, maximize your acres, maximize your beef production systems. They're working with a lot of great producers, and just appreciate you being on the show.
You bet. Well, thanks for having us.
You bet. Remember, if you want to find us on DocTalk, you can find us on the web at www.doctalktv.com. Always work with your local veterinarian. I'm Dr. Dan Thomson with Jeff Jones here at Heinen Brothers in Seneca, Kansas, and we'll see you down the road.
At Merck Animal Health, we support you and your legacy by helping you meet the challenges of today with the innovations of tomorrow.
Hey folks, when we talk about intranasal products, Having the right nozzle is important, and Merck has a new what they call CleanVax nozzle that's outstanding for administering Nasalgen. It has a nozzle that helps with the direction and application of the vaccine in the nose, and if you want to receive a free package of CleanVax nozzles, go to valleyvet.com, and between now through the end of September, anytime you order Nasalgen products and you use the promo code DocTalk, they will send you a free package of the CleanVax nozzles. Hope you're enjoying it, they work, and we'll see you down the road. Hey folks, Dr. Dan from DocTalk here. We have some exciting news. We're pretty pumped about it. We'll be on Rural Radio, channel 147 on Sirius XM. We will be on the air at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Mountain. Also, you can find us on the Sirius XM app. Thanks for watching DocTalk. Now thanks for listening to DocTalk, and we'll see you down the road.